Where individual stock trading ideas are concerned, I would want to short Tata Chemicals at 316 levels. I would hold the short position so initiated with the stop loss at 318, and I would expect to book profits at 311 or end of the session, whichever comes first. My second trade would be a short sell in Ultratech Semco, which has seen a steep decline yesterday, and therefore a pullback which is likely should be sold into. Await higher levels of 1,942 levels and go short on this counter in the cash segment with a stop loss at 1,961 levels, expecting to book profits at 1,910 level.
One has to be very selective within the space itself. I think if one has to look at within that space, and if I can include L&T in that, I think that can be one stock that can really do well going forward. I think the management is pretty hopeful, and obviously the order book is indicating that it should hit the kind of estimates that the management has given out. Again, I think because of the fixed cost contracts and the lowering of commodity costs, I think that should help L&T from a short to medium term perspective. However, if one has a longish view, I think again a structural view of around 3 to 4 years on the India story, which we believe should play out, assuming that the global headwinds and tailwinds move out and the Indian domestic scene improves post the elections. I think something like a Crompton Greaves on declines can really do well, because I think it is carrying out its restructuring exercise. I think they've consulted Boston for again doing the restructuring exercise. I think any pickups from Moneydeep and general pickups for the power sector ordering can also be helpful for the stock. So I think from pure bottom-up valuation and a structural perspective, I think Crompton Greaves can be one of the stocks from a 3 to 4 year perspective. Otherwise, I think L&T is the only stock within this space itself that can really do well from short to medium term. We are liking PFC REC. I think if you look at their balance sheets and their profit and loss, I think the ROEs have basically expanded over the past few years, almost 220, 320 bips respectively for each of these companies. I think more or less to do with the repricing of both their asset side, and even though the cost of funds have increased marginally, I think both these companies have managed to maintain their NIMs of close to around 4.5% to 5% respectively. I think our own estimates are that the power sector should start exhibiting signs of recovery. I think with the SEB restructuring exercise taking shape, and with most of the SEB boards, including Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh and Andhra Pradesh, which almost account for a major bulk of almost 75-80% of the short-term liabilities of SEBs, expected to take action in this SEB restructuring program. I think that can add to the cash flows of these companies. So I think the disbursement should be decent enough for PFC REC both.
Well, Nifty for the day needs to stay above 6132, resistance at 6162 and 6210, support at 6084 and 6054. Bank Nifty must stay above 13,124 and CNX IT above 6409. Now here it's pertinent to point out the weekly Nifty level was 6118, and that's about the zone where we are at. So in a sense, this is the make or break level for the markets. BTST from yesterday, United Spirits was a buy with a stop of 2400, target of 2510. BHEL was a buy with a stop of 202, target of 215. Syndicate Bank was a buy with a stop of 134, target of 142. Fresh calls, UCO Bank is a sell with a stop of 82, target of 70. Maruti is a sell with a stop of 1715, target of 1670. ITC is a sell with a stop of 336, target of 320. Berger Paints is a buy with a stop of 232, target of 254. TBZ is a buy with a stop of 247, target of 265, and HDFC is a buy with a stop of 895, target of 924.